My name is Tom Buckley, and I am the Executive Director of Aspire Counseling here in San Luis Obispo. Aspire provides mental health and substance use disorder services for adults and teens in an intensive outpatient program. I grew up in San Luis Obispo. I was born and raised in San Luis. I went to San Luis Obispo high school, graduated from SLO High in the 90s. I went to Laguna Junior High, and I went to Bishop's Peak Elementary. And then I left for 20 years and went down to Southern California and became a social worker and a drug and alcohol counselor, and came back about 4 or 5 years ago to see a desert of services in San Luis. We have an increase in suicide attempts, overdoses, mental health crises with our adolescents here in San Luis Obispo. We have a high rate of suicide in San Luis Obispo, and we have some of the lowest services per capita in the nation, unfortunately. And so a lot of people do not get the services they need or even know about the services that are available here. You know, we have a teen program and we have an adult program, and it's hard to watch people struggle in general. And it's a rewarding job to be able to help people navigate those struggles and find happiness, health, and success in their life. Unfortunately, one of the torturous parts of this job is watching teens that don't have a lot of control in their lives and that are suffering, and there's not a lot of support to provide for those kids. And I think that hits me especially hard because my older brother went through that and ended up passing away from suicide. And so I know firsthand the pain of losing someone from suicide, and I watched him struggle as well without being able to find support for what he was going through. And that was in the 1980s. And I still see it today, and I see it in our program, and I see it in the schools, and I see it in the community, and it's just, it's hard to watch, but that's one of the most important reasons that people like Knowing You Matter and Aspire and all of these wonderful services that we do have here connect, support each other, and be able to provide holistic care for this community. My father was an addict. And my mother left my father because he was unable to break free from those addictions. And he died from his addiction when I was in 5th grade. And he left a gun. That was the thing he left to his son, his namesake, by the way. And a year later, my brother used that gun to kill himself. And so that was the driving force behind my depression and my anxiety and my substance use, and it's been the driving force behind me becoming a counselor and a social worker. Partnership is so important, and community and connection is everything. I have struggled with trauma, mental health and substance abuse issues in my life, and the way to healing and the way to creating a life of happiness, health, and success is through connection and community. And not one service can be everything. And so it's so important that we create these partnerships so when someone leaves the hospital, they have an outpatient program to go through. And maybe there's a nonprofit like Knowing You Matter that can support the parents while the teens getting their outpatient services. And then maybe like Dr. Moreland, we can send them to some specialty grief and support groups. And then maybe we can connect them with an outpatient therapist. And then maybe we can reach out to the schools and get the IEP and the supportive services through the school. And with that holistic care, we have a chance of really providing some lasting care for these folks. Mental health and addiction issues is a marathon and not a sprint. And so we just need to be able to provide those services for the long haul and teach folks that it's okay to take care of your mental health like you take care of your physical health. We don't just work out once, we don't just do one set of push-ups, we do it over and over again to build healthy consistency and routine, and that's the same with mental fitness.